Right, we are live, I think. So I do hope we're live anyway. If any of you have ever seen me try to attempt to do lives before, you will know that I am absolutely horrendous at this. So if someone can just let me know whether I'm actually live, that would be amazing. Where are we? Afternoon, peeps. See, Tommy's in, Barbara the Alien, James Boldfinds, Ian, Resell for Rescue. There's a few people in. Hope she's really good. So, like a little bit of an impromptu chat today. Just wanted to like kind of have a chat about the fundamentals of car boots ending, and I think we are pretty much there. There may well be another probably couple, but the way it is, I think we're pretty much come to the end of the car boot sales now. So just thought I'd actually like kind of have a chat about that, see what other people's thoughts are. Did you manage to go to any today? So pretty much all of mine were rained off. So at the end, I just didn't bother with it today. I kind of I stayed at home and just got on with some listing. So done photos, done a load of listing. I'm going to carry on doing that the rest of the day. I managed to pick up a reasonably good amount yesterday. So I think I picked up 60 items. So if anyone's know, I do 15 a day. And then I'm going to be, so I'm trying to like build up a draft bank at the moment. Right, so who else we got in? Final Guardian. Right, so Julie, afternoon can stay for 10 minutes. Well, that's an absolute pleasure. Like 10 minutes is always good. As I say, like kind of James is actually doing YouTube editing. If you haven't seen that, James has actually got a true crime channel, so called Bold Crimes. So definitely check him out if you're into your true crime. Just listening, busy photographing and listing. Yeah, I think it's like really important to like and just like keep on going with the work. I know it is a Sunday, but it's unfortunately it is still one of those days. During afternoons, you've got that. Tommy, I swear Chaz's used to be open on Sunday when I was a kid, or is it that the Mandela effect in action? Do I remember them being open on a Sunday? Well, I'm going back a lot longer and I don't remember them being open on a Sunday. There are a couple definitely open, but not that many. Vinyl Guardian, car boot, e-boot is all weathers here. It's a cloud busting machine. Never seen as much rain as we have this year. Yeah, it does seem to be like it's not been a great year. Oh, maybe that's just like conspiracy theory, like maybe it's just like global warming and like it's just getting wetter and wetter and wetter, unfortunately. Tommy commits crimes and records them, uploads, still gets away with it. Great channel. I think legally, I don't think you could say that. Like Tommy, I think he's very much a case of like he's just documenting. I don't think he does like the crimes, obviously. Right, so what did I kind of like that have on here about the fact that the car boots are either coming to the end or like they're being like cancelled. I put on here, don't panic. There's always other options, and I still believe, as much as I kind of like, I've really enjoyed the car boot season this year. I still think there are other options. We don't have to like just stick with the car boots, and I'll be interested to know if other people have actually prepared. So have you got a death pile that you can actually will see you through like the winter months, or are you like me that has basically like just got what is available here and then have to carry on doing what I can to actually get the stock. Some chances are open here in Brum on a Sunday. Anything for the views. Okay, that's fair enough. Nice. So yeah, it's very much a case of that I'm going to be like carrying on. So yeah, I think the car boots are pretty much going to be like done from now. So I'm going to like double down. Like that seems to be like a term that's been used a lot recently. But I'm going to like concentrate on my charity shops. So I'm really going to like push that again, try and get as much stuff as I possibly can. But also like try and kind of like get some more relationships. I got a phone call the other day from a charity shop to say that actually their rag man hasn't actually like been to collect their rag for 4 weeks now, and would I be interested to go and have a look through it, which I did. Obviously, like if you're getting a phone call like that, you're going to like jump at the opportunity. So I definitely went down there. Did I get much? Nah. But the majority of the stuff that I kind of went through was all summer, which is it's fine. Like I still sell summer stuff, but it was 98% was it all women as well, and the majority was all like dresses and summer dresses and as much as I don't know too much about kind of like women's stuff, there's a few brands I do know to keep an eye out, but I would say 90% was all things like Shein or not bad, not a good amount of Zara, but again, not really my bag. But yeah, dresses and skirts and just wasn't thing. So I picked up like 10 items yesterday, which when cost of goods, like I think I paid £1 a piece for it, which is a lot more than the charity shop gets from the rag man because the price has gone down massively. But it's yeah, like but I made it very clear about what I was trying to find, and they go, okay, well, we will like try and put more men's stuff and more winter stuff by the side for you as well. So hopefully, like I think, but that comes like from talking to people in the charity shop, talking to the managers as well, the people who actually like can make decisions. But I think like the rag man, they're having a hard time as well. I think there's issues with like distribution, taking it to Africa and other places like that. Just what I hear. I think the routes are, I think they're getting a lot less, and I think there's more legislation now. What we got? I've got the biggest death pile in the world, but still keep buying. I'm in two minds of like whether I think that's like it's good or bad. The way that I feel at the moment, I think it'd be amazing to have a death pile, something that I can just dip into. But I'm just too scared to actually have like too much stuff here, and it actually just getting like keep putting it to one side. I want to like deal with everything straight away. But having a good death pile, like I think it's going to see you through. But I think the key thing is actually not to keep buying as much. But hey, Tommy, I've got a backlog I'm still working through into the final 35% of it now, which should carry me through Q4. Nearly paid off my seller capital too, and if one consignment to pay, then I'm free. That's absolutely amazing, Tommy. Like kind of like down to the last 35%. That's good. You could even say that's now not a death pile. That may well be like just your queue. So like you're still like just trying to actually get through that. But no, I think that's good if that's going to see you through Q4. If you can try and kind of limit the amount of stuff you're buying as well, then potentially that's going to be like even better. You will give it, if you're not buying, you're going to give yourself like a wage increase. So if you haven't got, if you don't have to like physically pay out for stuff, and you're just using what you've actually got, yeah, I think that's a great position. But easier said than done. I know that. So like a lot of people like the whole like going to look for stuff, going to the charity shop. I know Tommy does the YouTube as well. So using that for like YouTube content as well is like very much a big part of it as well. So, but no, it sounds like Tommy's got it under control. Got to make the mental shift to stop sourcing vinyl, Guardian. It's addicting and can be fun, but it ties up cash flow. When we want to cash rich with good stock flow, got to sell that. Yeah, it's exactly what I was just saying. What's that? I can't help myself, mate. It's a bargain. It's a bargain. Yeah, there's absolutely like kind of sorry. There's absolutely like kind of, if it like something is too good to be true, normally it is too good. But if a bargain is there to be had, as long as you don't like compromise the business and you are still profitable, yeah, why not? As long as it doesn't become like an issue, like starts become like the hoarding side of it. Right, what's this, Ian? I think as resellers, you need to get away from the term death pile, or call mine goods inwards. It's just stock queued. Absolutely, 100%. Yeah, the term death pile. Do you know what? Like, so death pile is like, in that term, is if you're not going to get around to deal with it. So that's why it just sits there. I think, Ian, what you've got is actually a stock queue, goods inwards. I think it's absolutely something. But I think there's a lot of people, unfortunately, that they keep adding thing. Then we'll actually deal with the stuff at the top because it's all nice and shiny and actually like it's easy to deal with, but don't deal with the stuff thing. So that's when I think it becomes more of an issue and more of a death pile. Goods in and like a queue is absolutely, if you're like going like, right, I've bought this, it needs to get processed straight away and then like move on to the other stuff. Not buy stuff, leave it, buy more stuff, and then like do start to physically like and process that. It needs to be like processed all in order, in my opinion. I only sourced 3 times in the past 4 months. Been working through the backlog. Was hard to not source, especially for videos, but had to get my priorities in order. Yeah. No, it is like so because like Tommy, you've got fundamentally 2 businesses. You've got your reselling business, but you've also got your YouTube side of it as well. So you need like kind of like to like work out how to like run both of them. For me, because I do the same, I do the YouTube and I do like eBay. Like number 1 is like eBay, because eBay is the one that actually pays me like my wages. So I need to like make sure that I'm on top of that. The YouTube, I enjoy it. That's kind of fun, but it is also part of my business. So I need to like be buying things to physically show what I'm actually picking up. So it may well be like it's just working out like the how to manage the 2 like aspects of it. So the bargain's a bargain. Bargain will still be a bargain on a month, a year's time. It's not a bargain if it just sits there, does nothing. You've got to get it flipped. Yeah, that's exactly what I think as well. I'm still working through my vintage clothing haul. I find it overwhelming sometimes, as I also have a full-time job. Yeah, I think that is the difference. If you're in a position where you are like working full-time and you've got other commitments, it may well be family, it might be children. I was trying to remember who I was talking to the other day about like being the tied to picking up the children from school. So I'm incredibly lucky. I don't have that anymore. I do pick up my son from work, but on a whole, like, I don't have that commitment. But being like taking him to school at like 8:30 and then like kind of 3:30 having to pick him up, that's a real kind of like, that takes it. You have to be like super efficient and super thing. So I can absolutely see how that can be overwhelming, and also like full-time job as well. I remember it being like incredibly tough. I think the people who have got full-time jobs and are doing it probably the most focused. I think they're, because you have to like it, you don't have time for bullshit. You don't like have time to muck about. You've got your full-time job, and if you want to like kind of run your eBay or your Vinted or wherever it is, you need to be efficient with your time as well. So it's definitely difficult. Sorry, I've got awful like kind of cough. I've been like a bit unwell since I got back from Tenerife with on the stag do, which if anyone saw the video, that was definitely not designed for to be a reseller video, but I did enjoy myself. But I think I picked up a cold on the way back, which is always the way. I called it a death pile because I built it when I was working full-time and doing reselling on the side. I pulled my way more than I had time to process it, and then I was addicted to buying. Yeah, I think I agree. Sourcing gives a good buzz, like a gambling addiction. I'm definitely profitable though. Death pile is mainly board games for me. I like good inwards. Does sound like a better term or phrase. Yeah. I think stuff like the board games, I think now is like throughout the year, I think it's a little bit of a struggle. But now I think this November, December, that's when you're really going to go absolutely like kind of hell for leather on that. I think that'd be amazing. But yeah, I personally, I don't have a death pile at all, but I do have a queue. I'm probably the other way around. My queue is so small. It does give me a little bit of anxiety because I have like such a little queue. I have been known to actually go out and source for that day, which is definitely not ideal. Well, who else we've got in? Kicklux. I don't think a death pile is a bad thing if you know you have stock. Yeah, I agree. I think if you don't have either a death pile or a queue, I think you can become desperate, which I don't think is like particularly ideal. Being desperate and picking up stuff just because you think it might actually like make a profit is not great compared to like if you've got like lots to choose from and you're just cherry picking. I think that's definitely the better option. In the long run, it's paid off as it's given me a backlog to run my business and build it from that. But it's been so hard to say no to a deal when it comes up, as I have to work on that what I've got. Yeah, like I think one of the hardest things in business is to say no. But I think it's probably the most powerful. Saying no to like kind of stuff that's not going to sell, saying no to something that's too expensive, I think is like it's incredibly like powerful. Saying yes to everything I think is dangerous personally, but now I'm full-time reselling. It's a backlog or queue as you call it, but I have to make the mental shift to make it that way rather than see it as say for a rainy day. It's now is my stock. Yeah, it's your stock, so like, I can like go absolutely hell for leather to actually get it physically listed. All the time it's sitting there, it's doing absolutely diddly squat. It's not earning you any money. If anything, it's costing you money. So you need to like get it listed as soon as possible. It's all that vodka. James, you might be like correct. I thought I had actually got over it. I thought I was actually like fairly sensible. But yeah, it was that was a big bottle of vodka that we had. What else we got there? So reduce Stephen Neal. People who have full-time jobs can try drop shipping until everything is in place. This is my experience. For me, I think drop shipping is personally, like this is only my opinion, and everyone else. I also know like people who have like done this and not been very successful with it. But I think personally, drop shipping is quite dangerous. I know for a fact, like if it's eBay, that's a policy violation. They don't like you doing drop shipping, and you're just relying on other factors, where for me personally, I'd rather have it. That our business that we do, which we majority of us, not all, majority will actually pick up used items, whether that's clothing or hard goods or whatever it is. But the cost of goods, like realistically, are crazy cheap. I'm convinced you can actually run a very profitable business by having maybe, I don't know, £100 a week. Like, you could still actually, and you'd have the physical items. Like, if you like sold something, you'll be able to like get it shipped out that day if you wanted to. So for me personally, yeah, I think drop shipping, look, it does work. It is a business model, and you're free to like do whatever. But yeah, I'm a big fat chicken when it comes to stuff like that. Wishing you speedy recovery, mate. Get those ginger lemon honey down you. Yeah. I've got this tickly cough that's just annoying. I prioritize taking quality pictures and taking my time rather than rushing through stock just to say that I've got it listed. Yeah, that's absolutely right. So if you can actually get good quality like listings up and at market price, and it's a desirable thing, that is more important than just sort of try and hit your targets. With that, I 100% agree with that one. But I think the more you do it, the more efficient you get, and the quicker you can actually get things done. So even I hopefully I've actually got like reasonably good listings, but that's because I only deal in one platform. So I only ever like kind of deal with eBay. So I'm now like, I've got something behind me. Oh, if I go that way. That's my photo station just over here, and I've got all my lights set up, and I know that I can actually photograph an item. So do all the photographs, put it into a bag, into a poly bag, put my label on it, put a sticker on it. I can do that in comfortably 2 minutes per item. And then once that's done, I can go to the computer to actually do my listing. So again, another like kind of like 2 minutes for like doing my listing, because I sell similar. That will basically like that's 4 minutes like kind of thing. But that's just because it's taken me time to physically to perfect my process. The actual process inside of it is, the more you do it, the easier it becomes. The hard bit is actually finding the good quality items that's going to make you the profit, which makes it sell faster. Yeah, exactly. Just listed my queued board game up, had 30 plus of them, and they're already selling. Can't believe I had all that money tied up in thing. So board games, like, I think, as much as I will list and wait for the sale, I think with something like board games, I think is now like it would have been a good idea to hold on to them if you have the stock to physically hold on to board games, because I think now is like the time when they're going to start like getting a good amount of money. I think during the year, not so much, but now is definitely the time to actually go gung ho with it. So yeah, pleased to hear you're actually getting them sold. So Tommy Trades never says no to a good deal. Well, I hope so. As defo is a balance, I'd say having a week's worth of queue would be ideal for me. Enough time to process, but also the countdown timer to get more goods in isn't as anxiety inducing as daily. Yeah, I agree with that. Dan, get yourself to Blackpool one weekend. Plenty of stock in our charity shops and good car boots in the northwest. Yeah, I do. Like, I know, like James, like kind of Bold Finds, like a while back, done a car boot road show where he went to like different car boots, and I think that's definitely like kind of like that's definitely got legs on it. Maybe he will come, like hopefully come back in the future, like to do some more Bold finds videos. I'd always like to see that, but it might be something that I might try. I might actually do a little thing, because I like a bit of traveling, and I do like meeting up with other people as well. So maybe, yeah, like up to Blackpool for the weekend and do some chazza shopping up there. I used to think the same way, but not slightly. I disagree. Never say no to a good deal if you can actually afford it. Yeah, as long as like the numbers stack up and you're not going to put yourself into difficulty, I think it is a good way of doing it. Damn, best buy I've ever had was a brand new photo box from someone in Norfolk from Facebook Marketplace, £5. Brand new photo box. Yeah, that's amazing. Just want to ask about retail arbitrage to eBay. I've seen many YouTube videos profiting in that way. What's your opinion about that? I have done it. I've absolutely done it. I'm not sure how good it is actually on eBay. I have sold things, for example, and I've literally done this 2 days ago. I'm going to show you something that I picked up from Tesco. So this is new. I picked up some Lego. So Lego Technic, all sealed, brand new. I think this new is £60. I think £65 new. And it was on the clearance in Tesco. I paid £14. So there was 2 on the shelves. So I bought both of them. I put them up on eBay because on the run up to Christmas, I'm hoping they will actually sell pretty quickly. Do I think that eBay is the best for retail arbitrage? I don't think I do. I think it's okay. I think it's good. I think eBay is still designed for used items. I think it appears, and I don't have any experience in this, so I'm only speculating. It appears, I think, that Amazon is probably a better option for that side of it. I think if you understand how the Amazon algorithms work, and you can pick up these items, because I'm sure like kind of this Lego stuff will go really quickly on Amazon. Do I think it will go on eBay as quickly? No. Do I think I'll still make profit? Yeah, I do. I think on the run up to Christmas, I think it will still do like pretty well. Tommy, they take up so much room as well. Yeah. So, if you're a full-time retailer, you can't really afford to stop buying quality stock, especially when it comes to this time of year. To some degree, I agree. You do need to keep buying, but if you've already got a load of stock, then what's the point in actually buying loads more stock if you've got like plenty there already? For me, I would be like concentrating on clearing what you've got and then carry on buying more. But look, everyone it's free to do what they think, and I think it's important to actually test out these different models. In my opinion, yeah. Right, Julie, need to pop out. Good chat. Will defo drop by again. Julie, thank you so much. I do really appreciate you coming along. Simon, do it. Yeah, maybe. That might be like quite pleasant to actually like. There's a few places I definitely think I in my head I'd like to go and visit Tommy. I want to go and like say hello to him, because him and his lovely girlfriend Gigi was so nice to me while I was at the Open. I'd like to like go out for like a few drinks and maybe something to eat with him. So like, I think Tommy's like Bristol way. And then maybe like kind of like head over like to see how John Luke sets up his business, because I think he's like on absolute fire at the moment. So Gashead Steve, afternoon all, good afternoon. Great kickbacks if you don't have a massive backlog to be working through already. Yeah. Right, one good tip for new sellers: if you're going on a long trip and you're not in a rush, pick up 2 or 3 items on the way from Facebook Marketplace. It breaks up the journey and you get a couple of bargains. What a good idea! Oh, I do like that idea actually. Like if you kind of making it like a little bit of a road trip, yeah, why not incorporate actually like picking up a couple of bargains on the way as well? Yeah, that'd be cool. Always welcome here in Bristol. Yeah, like that'd be amazing. Thanks, Tommy. Oh, that, I know we've like discussed this in the past, and I do intend. I want to like go and like meet some more people as well, because I'm a bit of a social butterfly. I like meeting people in the flesh. I like seeing how they're doing, all that side of it. Zebu, good morning, everyone. Morning. Bristol was a great city for everyone. Have I been to? I don't think I've ever been to Bristol. I'm trying to think. No, I don't think I have. Like, it's, yeah, and I don't understand why I've not been there. But yeah, I definitely want to like go and visit Bristol. I've heard it's a very cool place. Right, what else have we got on here? Right, so now we're coming to the end of like the season. I'm just wondering whether it's actually like now is the right time to like just reflect on how the season's actually been. So were the car boots an amazing thing for you this year? What did you get out of it? Did you get what you was hoping? So for me personally, they've been pretty incredible. And not so much of it. So buying the stuff has been brilliant. So I've managed to get some really good quality stuff at at a really good price. But more importantly for me, I've been trying to build relationships. And I've found that car boots have without a doubt been the best source for me to actually just starting to build those relationships. I'm not completely there yet, but I'm definitely like kind of trying my best to nurture some relationships I'm building at the moment. So for me, like car boots have been just amazing. Bristol, what we got here? You're welcome here in Cornwall, but I'm only small fry. Look, I think it's just amazing that like anyone can even do this, whether it's actually like part-time as full-time. They've got like multiple like kind of like staff members, they're working on their own. I just love the fact that people are getting after it. I absolutely respect people like so much, like but also like kind of like this is a real kind of like thing. But I'm only small fry. Like honestly, I think it's just incredible, like kind of what people do anyway. That I think that the key thing is actually like you're putting in extra effort to improve your life. And I just love that, and I love like I'm just like hearing like about people who do that as well. Make it happen. It's great. Yeah, that'd be good. Bring a decent charity shop budget. Tommy, what are you saying? Are you telling me that you think that all your places are far too expensive? So I'm gonna put it out there that so my personal cost of goods. So I'm running now, and I think I would say I pick up about 150 items a week from all over, lots of different places, from charity shops to contacts. So overall, my cost of goods are £4.11. And that's buying from charity shops, but that takes time and it takes effort. So you have to not going to put in the effort to do that. But I'm happy to spend the money, Tommy. So I will come along and I'll bring a good amount of cash. James, after Simon, today is the perfect day for listing on Vinted. People were looking at their phones whilst in the whole weather. I've just put a pic of a WhatsApp group with my current haul. Yeah, absolutely. I think kind of like Vinted is definitely the one to push at the moment. I think it's like super. It's definitely got some traction as well. And yeah, I think Sundays is definitely like it's a great day to actually. But again, for me, I still like I'm sticking with my 15 a day. I'll do 15, just keep going, and I think so. I don't like suddenly go like, well, on Sunday I'm going to do more. I just keep consistent because I want to get those consistent sales all the way along. I don't want like peaks and troughs. Like keep it consistent. Do you have a goal for 2025? That's a great question. I've not kind of like really like started thinking about that as of yet. I normally start thinking about that to the latter part of the year, normally around December-ish time. I will start like setting my targets for next year. But I think I've kind of like worked out where I want to be. And I think I kind of know how to get it. I just need to put it into the wheels in motion. So I think for me, the sweet spot is 20 a day. So that's 20 listings per day, 7 days a week, 140 a week, with getting those 20 sales. So if I can get that and I can keep my profit margins at where I want to be, and ideally I'm trying to aim for £15 profit per item. Do I like always hit that? No, and I'm still like trying my best to actually not kind of get to those kind of levels, but that's on average what I'm trying to like get to. So for me, like if I can do 20 up, 20 out, selling for around about the £25 plus shipping, that should get me just over the £200,000 turnover in a year. And that will get me like a reasonable like kind of profit margin. It will probably be like more than getting on for like doctor salary, which I think is very respectable for what I do. So yeah, that I think, but it's a great question. I can like what are the goals for 2025, and I do like goals. I like kind of like setting myself challenges. My 2024, I've got it written down. My my goal was sell 15 at £15 profit. That was my goal for the year. I need to like look at my how to do. But at the moment, I'm probably on, I list 15 and I'm probably selling between 12 and 13. That's what I'm for the year. That's what I've been like hitting. So I'm happy with the way it's going, but I'm still pushing. Preach it, Simon. Thank you. Love all these reseller villas. They really keep me company when I'm listing and packing. Gets lonely. Car boots are a great social events. With the live videos, I pop in my AirPods and do chores. Yeah, I'm still kind of absolutely like I still enjoy like watching YouTube content. I still watch. I probably watch more reseller content than I do anything else. I like I do like a bit of travel videos and stuff like that, but on a whole I probably watch more reseller content. I think I haven't quite got it right yet, like as in the balance in my life. I think I'm still to the point like borderline obsessed with it, which is to some degree good, but to some degree, yeah, it's not ideal either. But yeah, I still like kind of like that. I watch a lot of like content. Who do I watch? I still watch George Ross. He was probably like the first one. Nick Hills, Ricky Resells. to think John Luke. So like, I probably watched like all of the others as well, and more in between that I haven't even mentioned. But they're all like doing that, and everyone has got their own little kind of like niche as well. I think I'm slightly more kind of like trying to. My aim is to show that it is physically possible to have a nice lifestyle, as in earn a good amount of money, and document that as well. And absolutely anyone can do it as well. So I'm in my 50s now. So I probably came to this a little bit late. If I'm being like brutally honest, I look at some of the like younger people who are like just getting into this. What an opportunity. I think there's challenges, absolutely. I think it's going to get harder, no doubt about it. But I think now, if I had like 20 years, I think it'll be like my life would probably be completely different. But that being said, I'm really happy with the way it is at the moment. So, but yeah, so I still like watch lots of content. Just saying, there's a lot of them. I do slightly more, get more and more expensive as you get close to the city centre. It's normally the way. I'm so close to London, but the closer you get to central London, I think the more expensive it gets. So I get that. I think those ones, like a little hack that someone told me, and I think it makes absolutely perfect sense, is to target the ones that are very expensive. What I mean by target, you physically go there and you start building up a relationship with the people, like the manager, and that's when you get to like kind of like see if you can go through their rag. So they're the ones that will, because they actually price it so high, they end up not selling it, and they're the bits that actually go into the rag. So sometimes, like if you can target towns that have got a Waitrose or a Marks and Spencer's like right next to a charity shop, they're the ones to actually like definitely look for. I do think it is possible, but you just have to work out how you can get that stock at a reasonable price. So that would be like what I would say about that one anyway. Same margins I'm working on. Basically, the odd thing might pay up a bit more for, yeah. Bold Finds has sold 3 on Binted today. Get in. So I hope that's the thing. So if you do need, James is kind of like heavily onto his fancy dress. So if you or anyone knows anyone who actually has got a Halloween party coming up or anything like that, I'm sure James has the costume for you. So definitely check out his store. I think it's just like Bold Finds. Go onto eBay, and also Vinted. Like, and maybe like James, if you want to put your Vinted username in, and we can actually have a look at that for you as well. But yeah, definitely, if you've got something, like shout out your channels if you want to get some stuff in as well. Like, I'm more than happy to like share if we can. But James, well done. My past season, I took some big leaps, learned some hard lessons, set a solid plan in place. I've been working my way through the tickling milestones off as I go. Main goal, have all debt paid off. I think that is very wise, and I think that's the right thing to actually do as well. I will be like, I'm completely like, would admit that I think when I first started, I tried to run. I tried to think that I was better than I actually was. It takes time. It really does. You've got to invest in your knowledge. I think that is one of the most like key things. If you've got more knowledge than other people, then you'll absolutely do like amazingly. Don't overspend, and just have a control of your numbers. So as long as you understand actually what is coming in, what is going out, and what profits you're going to get, then I think that's more important than anything else. I really do. And secondly, goals hit 10k 90-day by Christmas. Just crossed the 8k 90-day mark. I'm definitely small fry. But again, stop keep putting yourselves down. Like that is like honestly, like £8,000 like you've sold in that 90-day period. You know, that's still incredible. Like I promise you, there are lots of people out there who will be going like, "That's how'd you do that? That's ridiculous." So honestly, like kind of like just like kind of be proud of what you've been doing. Going back to what I was saying is reflect on the season's successes and show that successes like you've done like amazingly well. So like don't forget that you've actually come such a long way. Is yes, if there have been challenges, if you've like kind of made mistakes, okay, there's nothing wrong with making mistakes. I think it's important to make mistakes. The only way you can actually grow is actually learning from those mistakes. So definitely like kind of like I think it's like amazing. I'm really like kind of like pleased that you're doing like well, Tommy. But just keep going with it. So Peter, hi Simon, what's the sale conversion rate you're happy with? If you don't want, don't share. I'm always happy to like kind of share whatever. At one point, probably my best point, I was at 1.7%, but now it's absolutely like over like the summer months, it massively dropped. It really did. But I was going for higher value and lower volume. So like it took a little bit. So I'm now currently at 1.1% sell through. So I will sell my actual thing. I've got 30. Let me have a quick look at my. Right. So I've currently got 1,300 items in my store. And I'm currently like selling 1.2 every 90 days. So I can nearly turn over my store every 3 months, roughly, is where I'm kind of looking to that. And that works for me. I'm happy with that kind of like that level. But obviously it would always be nice to actually like be more. Right. So like this is exactly what tech does. Like on his thing, he's all good with things, and then suddenly the chat jumps, and I'm suddenly going, I have no idea where I am now. Where are we, Tommy? We're going to get there. Here we are. So yeah, Peter. Hopefully that helps. Always like kind of like just. Don't worry about what other people are doing. If you're happy, like and like with where your level is, then like that's amazing. If you're not happy and you want to like improve, then yeah, absolutely, like and like try and see what you can do. Tommy, I'm £40 away from 10k 90-day. Please go to my store and get me over the line. Go and buy something. There must be something like. That £40 to get to that 10k in 90 days. That is something. There's lots of like people who like get a little bit funny about like their 90 days, because like there can be like a little bit of like negative like aspect of it. I love it. I'm so like I love it when people are kind of like are trying to push. Not everyone is going to be the same level, of course not. So I think it's like it's great. Like if you're getting like if you're just about to hit that 10k, like that's amazing. Whenever anyone like posts anything like that, I'm the first one to like congratulate them. But then like in the back of my mind, I will always go there. Right, brilliant. That's actually amazing. Okay, right now on to 15. How are you going to get to that 15,000 in the 90 days? I like it how people push. I like it that sticking and being stagnant. I don't love personally, but that's just me. I think that comes from like a background in car sales, like which is quite cutthroat. Like it's always like right, you got to do better, but do better. But that being said, okay, I love it when people are doing well as well. Peter, it was nice to meet you at the eBay. That seems like a distant memory now, like the eBay Open. Like, again, that was another like event that I really enjoyed. Did I learn anything at all? No, not one bit. But it was so nice to meet like different people. Peter, yeah, it was lovely to meet you as well. So I'm sure on the next one we will meet again. Yeah, we might even have a few more drinks. Makes me sound like I'm a bit of an alky, doesn't it, really? So I watch reseller videos, then Netflix, Apple TV, Amazon Prime, etc. Laughing emoji. Yeah, I think the more I kind of think about my personality, I think I've got some form of like kind of ADHD or something like that. I could be super focused, but if I'm not focused, if I get bored of something, then that's it. I'm gone. I'm like literally I can't be bothered with it. So I do like kind of like, so there are things that I can like be heavily invested in, and I think for me like the YouTube is so helpful for me because like my brain works in kind of like I don't know 20 minutes, half an hour segments. After that, I need something else. I need like a new shiny thing. So, but then I can do other things I can be super focused on for a long time. Who knows? Who knows what goes on in the brains? Do not put yourself down. Enjoy lives. I'm a late viewer. So Denise, I couldn't agree more. It does. That's one of the things that does frustrate me is actually people putting themselves down. Like we all have like kind of different things going on in our lives. We all have kind of like our ups and we all have our downs as well. And I think if we can try, easier said than done, to like have like a slightly more positive and kind of like, and sometimes actually just like say, do you know what, I did do an okay job. Okay, yeah, that didn't go quite so well, but all right, how can I improve on that one? So yeah, I'm 100% agree on that one. Simon Wilson is by far my favourite YouTube, neck and neck with you, Simon. That Simon Wilson is great. Like, so if you've not, so Simon Wilson does like these travel, so he gets on kind of trains and really puts himself out there as well. And I do love all that side of it. I love, that's probably one of the things I enjoy most, which is like, I enjoy like meeting new people. I enjoy, I think, but I also enjoy the whole fact of like the travel side of it. I like different cultures. I like different like places. I like exploring. So yeah, definitely. But James, like love you, dude. Right, Tom, I'd love you to come in and review my business, the space, the numbers, etc., and give your wisdom what you would change. Could make some great content. Tommy, that might be something to think. I am by no means a guru. Like I'm still trying to figure this shit out. It's very much a case of like, yes, I will be absolutely honoured, like kind of like that. So when we do meet up, because it will be when, we're definitely like that, and it might actually be like quite a nice little YouTube video that we could do as well. We could do a little collab. So yeah, I think that's definitely got legs. As long as it doesn't come across that me like going, you've done this, that thing. So like, but if we can have a look at some things, I'm very much all about. I love a process. Like I am all about right. Okay, if you do A, which will take you to B, then that will equal C. I like you do this to get that. So yeah, I'm more than happy to. We can definitely get something like that sorted. That'd be good fun. Dan Carboot Chris had John Luke and Shot on the show a couple of weeks ago. The numbers mentioned were jaw dropping on the Whatnot shows. They're an inspiration. Dan, out of and without offending any other YouTubers or resellers out there, I've reached out to John Luke a few times, and I've like I wouldn't say like we're busy mates, but I think he's such an inspirational young man. Him and Charlotte, they really are. I again, this comes back to me like loving how people are pushing and trying to strive and increase their businesses. I think they've gone to the next level. I really do, and I'm desperate to actually go and like have a good chat and sit down with John Luke and Charlotte. And again, but for me, I want to like see them in the flesh as well, because I think they're such a lovely couple as well, really down to earth. But I also think that they've got I think that it's just a tip of the iceberg for their business as well. I think they're doing so well, and I congratulate them like for everything they've done. I know it hasn't been easy, like, and I know for a fact that they like work their absolute butts off. But it's starting. Appears again. All I know is actually what like I see on YouTube as well, but it does appear that they're kind of like they're starting to reap the rewards of it. So yeah, they're doing amazingly. So vinyl. I want to do videos, but I think I'm just another of a million resellers. The one you mentioned are great. I love the girls on that flipping retro, John Shepherd, but my favourite is Brum Reseller. Brum's so funny. Yeah, he's such a good one as well. So James, like kind of like so bold finds, bold crime. So when he was doing his channel, and one day I'm sure I'm going to like do my absolute best to try and get him to like come back and do some more content, because he really brought a lot of like kind of like value to the community, and also like I'm going to like call him out as well. Warders Clobber, Luke as well. I think Luke and James with their podcast, it's so valuable. I think the knowledge, the attitude they actually like bring to it, I think he is like, I think we need more of that side of it as well. There's definitely like some space for everyone. There's space for the kind of like the how to and like and the sensible and like all that side of it and growing your business. There's that thing, but there's also like kind of like the aspect where the fun side of it, or the controversy as well. I think there's a space for all these. So even if you're like just considering like starting to do something, do it. And that's exactly what James actually. That I remember like James saying to me, like, because I would admit I was going like, what are you wasting your time on that for? Like, and like just like sell more stuff on eBay, just spend more time on there. Don't worry about like the YouTube side of it. But he said to me, he goes like, just try it. Just put out your first video. Just like see what you think about it. And it took me quite some time to be convinced to actually do it. But like, yeah, I'm quite hooked on it now. So I enjoy it. Hopefully, like kind of other people enjoy it as well. It's definitely not for everyone, and I know I'm not for everyone either. So, and I'm okay with that. I'm not going to please everyone. I'm like, I may well be a little bit Marmite, but again, if you want to kind of like try it, like look, just put some videos out, just give it a go. I'm not one at the moment. I'm trying my best to be a better editor. I'm trying to be storyboards and come up with ideas. But realistically, like what I do is like I just try and document. I'm not polished. I think I just try and be as upfront and honest, and I'll show you like what I get up to during the day. Hopefully it has some value on it. Review. Right, a new seller, but I'm not able to find the difference between original and fake brands. Any tips would be great. Yeah, that there is. So first and foremost, I think it's a case of like trying to do your research on it. So like there's lots of different places to get your information from. As a newbie, I would probably say that look at things like YouTube. it's really straightforward. Like if you go onto YouTube, you can actually like put in, for example, like how to tell a fake Ralph Lauren shirt, and someone would have actually done a YouTube like one on there as well. Now you have to work out like whether you trust that person's information or not. But I think the more you physically touch things, the more you physically like kind of like you actually get it in hand, and you can normally like tell the difference. Personally, I don't really go for like if you're talking about like the luxury pickers, when they're talking about Burberry and Prada and Gucci, that's not really in my wheelhouse. Even I like don't class myself as an expert on being able to tell whether that stuff is fake or not. So for me, I stick with like kind of like the mid high street brands. So again, we're talking about like clothing. So if we're saying that Hugo Boss, or so I now know that what to look for on a Hugo Boss. Like first thing I will check is actually the tags. So are they a waxy feel to it? Is the font on there all correct? What's the actual quality of the fabric like? Does the stitching look there? So there's lots of different things to look for, but it takes time as well. And I suppose one bit of advice, if you're not sure about something, don't list it. As simple as that, just don't list it. Reach out to someone that in the community, because there will always be people who will be able to like help you. Even if it's a case of going like you send them a couple of pictures. If you're in a kind of like in any of the reselling groups or anything like that, you like send a picture to the group or like someone else on like Instagram or anything like that. They 9 times out of 10 they'd be able to go like, that looks a bit off. Something doesn't look right with that. Or do you know what? Okay, that's a vintage piece. That will actually, that's what they used to do like back in the day. So that's probably the best thing. It's very much a case of just the more you see, the more you look at, the more you will get used to it. So it's like trainers, shoes. If you look at 1,000 pairs of Jordans, you'll be able to tell like whether a fake, or if you've got like 1,000 like pairs of Jordans and you actually know what to look for, it becomes a lot easier. So it was something I used to beat myself up over, like, oh, is it real? Is it not real? Now I'm pretty happy that I can like tell within a few seconds if something's real or not. Travel with Right. I went out to my first charity shop yesterday and got some goodies. Looking forward to selling them and seeing where things go. Wouldn't be possible without your channel, mate. Thank you. Like, hopefully, like I'm just a small little bit. Do take like whatever I say, like kind of like that. Look, as I say, I'm not a guru. I'm nothing. I get majority of my information from lots of different places. There's people I do trust to like give me the correct information. Where do I go if I'm really, really unsure of it? I am in like kind of a mentoring group, which is Tech and Sports. And if I'm really unsure, I can reach out to the group, and there are some properly like intelligent people in that group. And worst case scenario, I know for a fact if I needed to, I could send Tech a message, and he would actually reply to me as well. So 9 times out of 10, it might be like, it's normally the bigger stuff. It's like, do you think I should like get a warehouse or and with Tech, he's very much a case of like, right, okay, tell me like why you think you should. And it would actually like, normally it's just a case of like me working out what the answer is. He won't actually tell me what to do, but he will actually get me to actually think about what the correct thing to do is. I found a honeypot of a charity shop that sell video games for £1 across the board, no matter what the console is. All you need is that couple of gold mine charity shops and you'll be flying. I agree. Yeah. it's so good when you actually do find those little honey holes, I think, and they're the ones you need to guard. Like, they're the ones you actually kind of like, don't go like and turning too many people. Don't go like saying like, oh, well, this is made it. Don't put it all over your Instagram or Facebook or wherever. Those ones are like really the ones that, but they're also the ones to actually like start building up a relationship with the manager, because they're the ones that will actually like go, oh, do you know what, Dan, like, he likes these. Okay, we'll just put it by for him, like, so no one even gets to like see them. And if you can like buy a good amount and they're all at £1, you are laughing. So yeah, love that. Like, and once you find those kind of bits, yeah, it's an amazing thing. You said it's spot on. I tried to run before I could walk. Yeah, I think that's normal, and I don't think there's anything wrong with the fact of making mistakes and things. That's, I think, if you're new, I think it's super important to actually sell everything. I think you need to learn the art of reselling. So I remember like picking up like TVs, CRT TVs, video recorders, skateboards, cowboy hats, cowboy boots, like, you know, I used to sell absolutely everything. And that can, like, you get to learn the whole dynamics of reselling. So when you're doing that, then you might actually find out, right, okay, well, what is like the bit that I really like, or right, what's the bit that I really don't like? And for me, like, the bit I really like despised was the fact that I didn't like big bulky stuff that I had to like and find boxes and find things. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that, and lots of people like make a very successful business over it. For me personally, it just does my head in. Like, if you've ever seen any of my videos where I'm actually like packing up something that's like even remotely awkward, all I'm doing is moaning about it. So for me, like, I chose, I think it was Hunley. So she's in the technical sports group as well, and she sells car parts. She said at some point you need to choose your hard. So my hard with my business when it comes to clothing, men's clothing, is actually sourcing. That's the hard, but that's the thing. Whereas like it might be a case that you can like get all the video recorders like really easily. So that might be like easy to find, but the hard bit is actually the customer service, like, or it might be a case that the physical packing it, and like it's heavy, it's bulky, it gets damaged in the post. That might be your hard. So it's all about like choosing what you're more happy with. As for me, like, I like the fact that I can basically like throw everything into a poly mailer. It's super quick, super efficient, and I don't have to worry about really like kind of like things going wrong or not working as they're supposed to. Think a pair of jeans, they might not fit. That's fine. You can send it back, and I'll give them a refund and resell it again. So yeah. So where's that shop source, Dan? Please, can you put it in the full? Right, yeah, it's exactly what we were saying about, like, kind of like not putting out where you think. 1st of January this year, we didn't have anything on eBay. Today we have over 600 listings with the aim for 1,000 before Christmas. Incredible. I flipping love that. So like that's a great like goal to have. So so that's another 400 listings between now and Christmas. You're gonna have to go some to actually like kind of get on there. But I'm absolutely sure you'll be able to like to do that. You just need to like come up, formulate a plan. I think if don't kind of overly like push yourself, and that 1,000 right before Christmas would be great. But if you're suddenly not doing extra listings and you're getting extra sales, so it's then going to be harder to actually increase, I think, because if you've got more sales coming in, which is good, naturally your store's going to go down as well. So, but having that target, having that 1,000 like before Christmas, it's amazing. But obviously, like have that as a goal to come to. Tommy, thanks, mate. Really appreciate kind words. I don't mean to say it to put myself down, but it does allow me to like stop talking myself. So seriously, thinking I'm bigger than I am. Yeah, no, I understand that. I do get it. Tommy, buy something from me and get me to 90 days, 4/7. Right, okay, like are we all gonna like just go out and actually like buy stuff off of each other? I think that might be like a good idea. Big lesson learned this year: don't get down with bad week. Look in months and years at your sales. I could not agree more. I really do. I'm the first one to admit that if I'm having a slow couple of days or a slow week, I'm thinking like, oh no, this is awful. But every so often, I will absolutely like recheck my year on year. I will see how I'm physically doing over the year. That being said, I'm going to have a quick look, and I'll be interested to know what everyone else is looking at the moment. Okay, like so, what is your year on year overview? Not the amount. I'm going to like just look at a percentage difference. Right, so let's have. I'm going to go for this year, same period last year, and we ran into a problem. Oh, of course it did. Right, let's do this. So obviously it wants me to log in. Right, okay, so I'm going to put it out there. So from 1st of January this year to the 20th of October, I'm now 13.3% increase on my year on year. So I'm kind of like, so again, not quite 15% increase on the year, but I'm pleased with that. So hopefully everyone else is doing well. Dan, where are you based? I presume that's to me. So I'm in the south of England. I'm in a town called Sevenoaks. It's where my hometown. It's where I grew up as a boy. I went to like all the local schools here and met my wife here. Had our children. So yeah, I'm so like Sevenoaks is on the southeast coast. It's probably about 25 miles away from central London. So I'm on the outskirts of London, but it's quite a commute about this area. Sorry, one of the best things I got from eBay Open was meeting the head of postage for Whatnot and getting collections set up. I'm sure that's not what they expected or wanted to happen. You've just got to like, take everything you possibly can. I love it. I wish I'd gone to the event. It's 5 minutes drive from my house. Right, look, I'm sure there'll be another one next year. Hopefully, it will be. If not, I'm sure there'll be other like events, things that like definitely like kind of get involved. I'm a firm believer of actually like kind of going to meetups and that it's just nice because. I can't remember who said it. It might have even been like Vinyl Guardian. This is quite a lonely job. Unless you're going to car boots or charity shops, you're basically sat in front of a computer. 9 times out of 10, you're like on. If you're full time, like if you're part time, like again, you've got that. It's a different side of it. But I think it is quite a lonely. Job. So any opportunity you get is actually like going to meet people in the flesh. I think as a society, we're starting to lose that, which I don't think is great. Maybe I'm just getting old. Maybe it's like just something that I kind of I think it's important to not lose that interaction. Zoom calls and meetings online are good, but it's not the same. It's not the same as actually physically shaking someone's hand, giving someone a hug. Like I'm quite tactile, so I like that whole interaction. So I think so definitely like if you do have the opportunity, I try to go to as much as I possibly can. Thanks for your answer. All the best for quarter four. Thank you for your I hope quarter four is good for you. I need more of that in my life. I'm currently to get to sort of process. Okay, yeah, you'll get there. John Shaw, lovely people, so humble and genuine, but man, they know how to work hard. I absolutely agree. I think they kind of like they're at a point. I think they're at that tipping point that they will be able to like employ more people, and then they can like strategize a little bit more, and they can not just work in the business, they can work on the business. I think there are like different kind of like options on that one as well. But I absolutely agree. I think they work like crazy hard. I really do. Gary, Jamie Dodger is cool. Yeah, I like Jamie as well. He's a real good guy. I've met him a couple of times, and yeah, like really good guy. Comes across as like, I think that's what people want. I think people want just like genuine, like down to earth people, and yeah, that's what I think anyway. Afternoon, Simon car boots here, all but closed. One has gone inside, but no good indoors, not worth going to. Yeah, yeah, it's one of those things like that. We all know it's happening. We all know it's going to like they are going to come to an end. It's just about what we do about it. As I said earlier, it's either you've got a good death pile or like a queue, or you have to like kind of like put in more effort to get this stuff. So it may well be like cost of goods are going to go up, margins might go down. But as long as you can like still get stuff, then you'll be good. Gary, learn more from your channel about brands than most channels. Thank you, Gary. I do appreciate that. Hopefully, it's something. I think I had a couple of comments about saying that like it's a little bit boring, like just like picking up clothing, and I absolutely get that. But I've also like kind of realised that it's something that why do I need to like change something that's working for me, just to try and get, dare I say, views? So I think that's the wrong thing for me to think. So what I try to do is I'm now trying to like go a little bit more in depth of why I pick stuff up. So if it's a brand, if it's an item, I'm trying my best to actually like impart a little bit more. So when you go out, you can physically like can say that. Oh right, okay. Like Simon was saying that the reason like he picked this one because the jeans there. Check the hem of it. See what the type of thing is. It a selvage seam? So selvage like is going to be worth more than a normal pair of jeans. So hopefully, like that's like is what I'm trying to do. I know it's not. I'm not going for too many shock tactics. I'm trying a few other like kind of I wouldn't say like clickbaity titles, but I'm trying to learn, and I am trying to grow this channel without a doubt. I want people, as many people to like to watch as possible. It is a part of my business, so but I'm also like kind of like that. I'm trying to make it as entertaining as well, because at the end of the day, we want a bit of entertainment and a little bit of knowledge as well. Tommy, start with what you want to make. Get some vids out and don't be hard on yourself about them. Once you get going, then start to mix what you like to make with what people want to watch, then grow. Yeah, perfect sense. All right, Violent Guardian, are that $1.99? I presume. Don't quite know what that is. Let me have a quick look. If I'm being like absolute complete thicko, I am sorry. Your channel. Let's see if I can see on there what's going on. So super chat, right? Well, look, that's how much of a thicko I am. Okay, Vile Guardian, thank you so much. I absolutely so appreciate it. It really is amazing. Right, where so right. So I should have some all this kind of stuff, but that'd be just weird. And I'm an old man, and I barely can string a sentence together, let alone do fanfares and stuff like that. But thank you, I do really absolutely appreciate it. Gary Posh lol. Right, increase 29% increase year on year. Let's go. Love that. That's amazing. Nearly 30% up year on year. Well done, Peter. Honestly, but just if you put that into context, nearly 30%, for more than you've done. It's a third more than you've done last year, just from this year. Brilliant. Talk of the devil. Here he is, my man, Lucamus. Dog, how are we, mate? Nightmare for me this morning. I went to 2 guard boots this morning, and I was only 1 at both. Yeah. So Lucas, we've had lots of conversations, me and Lucas. So I think we tried to keep the kind of work chat down to a minimum while on his stag do or stag party. There's a lot of confusion around the world about what these are actually called, whether it's a stag do or stag party or bucks party or thing. But yeah, no, it was amazing. Luke, I think we're now at that point where we're pretty much at the end. And I know full well that Luke will come up with another option. I think we've had conversations about the possibility of going back to doing more online, so more buying from Vinted to sell on to eBay. But I don't know, if that's going to be how manageable that it scares me, just because I tried that model, and to some degree, yes, it definitely does work. You can do it, but the actual cost of goods, they get absolutely crazy. So yeah, I think myself and Luke, we've had over the probably last couple of years, we've come up with this plan of something called a hybrid model. So that means that you basically have to do everything. So yes, you can do the Vinted, but you need to do the charity shops, you need to do the car booths, you need to do wholesale, you need to do online arbitrage, you need to do everything. And I think that has to be the way forward, personally. But Luke, thank you, my friend, for coming in. Hope your Sunday is going lovely. Right, Tommy. Here we go. We have now got, I'm sure, the winner. Right, so far from January 2023 to October 23, I was up 735.1%. How do I go from that? Right. Something tells me there's a good chance next year it's not going to be as good. I'm just putting it out there, just your expectations. 735% increase year on year is amazing. So, Tommy, well done. That's all you, that is. 735%. No one is beating that. No one at all. Tommy wins a charity challenge coming up. I think he may actually answer. I will leave Tommy to answer that one. Here she is. Right. It's the GOAT. It's Kaylee. Newcastle, though, Simon. Newcastle. Right. So I might have actually mentioned that I do love a meetup, and I absolutely like seeing people in the flesh. Right. So there is that. So Kaylee's organised a meetup in her hometown of Newcastle, and I did mention that I would absolutely love to go to, because I've never been to Newcastle. It is still somewhere I'm desperate to go to. I really do. I've heard nothing but great things about Newcastle. I hear it's such a fun city to go to. The fact of the matter is, unfortunately, I think I might have to skip out of that one. Purely and simply, as much as I want to go, it's a bit of a trek, but I can cope with the distance. I don't mind traveling. It's physically cost them the cost implication, and also spending more time away from my wife as well. She was good enough to let me. She was happy that I went to the stag do, which was 45 days, and it wasn't the cheapest, so I think that might be something to something. I'm not going to say no, but at the moment it's I need to look into that one. But Kaylee, good to see you. Project Games Q4 AP. I work harder than John. We will see. That's a bold statement. That is a bold statement. Ward Clobber, come to Yorkshire, sun is shining all day long. Yeah, like that. I know. So if you've ever seen any of Tech's kind of YouTube videos, whether you're in the group or not in the group, but he makes a point. I don't know why it is in the UK that we just don't do this, but over in the States, and Tech will travel 4 to 5 hours just to go to a boot sale or a flea market. Can you imagine going 4 to 5 hours just to go to a boot sale? For me, I'm going, wow, that's a long old distance, and you might not even actually pick up that much either. But I'm not convinced, Peter, that it actually does shine more in Yorkshire than it does in the Garden of England, which is Kent. So I'm just going to put it out there. Shah works harder. Yeah, I'll probably agree with that one. I see them running car boots, calling in John and Shah boot. God, can you imagine? That might be. Can you imagine if we actually got a group together and actually set up our own car boots? I keep thinking about how easy would it be to actually get a multi-story car park for the day, to physically close it up so you actually I think I've seen I think ABL Dave Keith go to a few. He's up north as well. I think something like that would be amazing. I'm sure you could do kind of bundles on that place as well. Come project will come. The time is almost nigh. The thing is with Tommy, he's got, at the end of the day, Tommy needs to concentrate on the thing that's going to make him money, which is eBay. That needs to be his number one focus. The extra part of it, so the challenge, and I know Tommy's actually spoken about this on his live as well. It's committing to something, and then unfortunately other things coming up. So I'm sure that Tommy will get this sorted. I also think that Tommy is a little bit of perfectionist when it comes to his editing and that side of it. I'm slightly more of the opinion that it doesn't have to be perfect. It really doesn't. I think I may be talking out of turn here, but it's very much a case everyone he's got involved in the challenge. We all everyone would be more than happy with the way it comes out anyway. So. But yeah, I'm still. I think it's a great challenge. I think it's a really, really good. I think it's a really good concept. I think it's definitely got legs. But the logistical side of it, getting all that information, getting all the videos in, liaising with multiple people, I think it's incredibly difficult. So, would I want to set that up? Not I hope. No. So, Tommy, well done, mate. I do appreciate you. Super Dry, did they kind of fall off? Well, school Super Dry was so poor now, second-hand market is so cheap. Right, I'm going to go back to this one. Has it fallen off? Right. Me personally, it's kind of like a little bit of a hack. Don't go telling too many people because I don't want like everyone knowing this. But I actually think that Super Dry had absolutely taken a massive dive, and it was like nearly worthless. I think now it's actually starting to actually have a little bit of resurgence. I have seen that because we had a slightly changing season again now, we're at the point where things like your heavy knits or your leather jackets and puffer jackets for Super Dry are starting to do okay, but don't tell everyone. I think I sold a Super Dry leather jacket for £30 today, and I think I paid £4 for it. I picked up a wool cardigan by Super Dry, and I think that went for £45. It was a big, heavy, knit one, and it had a Firebird logo on it as well. So really popular, really. So there are always exceptions to the rule. So you can. I was saying to someone the other day that. Things like, for example, Marks and Spencer's. If you've got a Marks and Spencer's blazer, it might be a little tweed blazer. What's the value of something like that? Maybe, I don't know, £10 to £15. Maybe a little bit more, maybe a little bit less. But that thing. But the difference, if you manage to find one that's actually the material is made by a company called Moon, then that will elevate it just by having being made. That then becomes a lot more desirable. So that £15 jacket might go up to £45 to £50 just because it's got that little thing. So you need to learn those little nuances. But that just takes time, and you need to just keep an eye on it. Just kick off at another reseller assignment. It's what the audience deserve. Okay. Bold lines, you're rubbish, and you got glasses. Woo! You got a super chat. Yeah, that was a little while ago. So thank you very much. Super chat. That's for a coffee. You'll have to put in the rest. Yeah, I was going to say £1.99. I don't know where I can get a coffee from. Oh no, that's a lie. I'm going to take that all back. £1.99 will get me a coffee from the car boot. Anyone like coffee from the car boot? Yeah, I think the only place I actually have seen good coffee, and I can't think of anywhere else, is Dunton. Dirty Dunton. They've actually got down most lines, you go along and you get to the end and there's actually a proper coffee machine. There's someone there with but again, they're not £1.99, definitely not. Tommy Trades 653% over the 365 days. Strong, very, very strong. Over in here, my dog is going mental in the background. That's for 2023. Can't see to set it for 24. I think, Tommy, if you go on your performance, on the drop down bit, you actually go for just click on this year, and it will just do from January, and that will tell you what they're looking forward to it. Tommy, yeah, I am as well. Tommy, the challenge was something I wish I'd been able to sort out earlier, but I had to drop the priority of it. I probably have allowed it to inflate in my mind, but it will come out before the year end. Yeah, again, don't go beating yourself up over it. I think, Tommy, you absolutely done such. Sorry, you've done such a good job on the marketing side of it. You got everyone like going like, oh, what a great idea. And then I think people are going, oh, is it going to come out now? So, but again, I'm kind of like, don't worry about anyone else. Doesn't matter, right? So once it does come out, then it'll be incredible. But even if you just put a little put a little teaser out, just to say like, right, okay. I'm a firm believer of like just let people know what's going on, right, and be honest. Put a video out and say, right, okay, yeah, this is the thing. So it's in the works. It's not going to be ready, but when it will be ready, it's going to be incredible. Got Benji in the house. Right, yeah, Simon, Newcastle is rough. Never catch me there. Also, 246.5 year on year for me. What do you mean rough? I hear Newcastle is like it's a great fun place. I thought like a man of your caliber would be loving a bit of Newcastle, Benji. 246% year on year. That is very strong. You must be like kind of like incredibly pleased with that, Benji. Like 250% like increase year on year. That'd be a struggle to do that again next year. Like, but it's possible. But mate, well done. I know Benji's like working super hard. Nah, well, when I say like, I'm going to take that completely back. Do I think Benji works super hard? I think Benji works incredibly smartly. I think that is the difference. He makes very, very good business decisions. His knowledge is incredible. So yeah, I'm in awe with like Benji. I think you like do it very, very well. So yeah, that being said, now okay, like Benji, another 250% increase year on year next year, please. Tommy, much bigger things to take on I had ever thought it was going to be. Yeah, and I think me just doing a little bit of editing. Oh, sorry. Me doing a little bit of editing for my own videos. That's time consuming. But if you've got, I'm trying to remember exactly how many people are in it. Eight like people, all with different opinions. Some of them out there who've got very successful YouTube channels and probably have like a way that they would like to see it themselves. Me, on the other hand, meh, is what it is. But yeah, I do think it is like a bit of a monster. Kaylee is giving grief to Benji, yeah, and he deserves it. So Benji, boo. But plan, as I said, I'm working through it. Change the amount. It going to get knocked out. Yeah, good. So Benji, all brave when he didn't realise that Kaylee was in the chat. Done ya, absolutely done ya. Now I make a reaction video and boom! Ah, oh, that'd be brilliant. Like if you so Bold Finds comes back with another video. I can't believe I was slagged off by the gentleman marketer. That'd be brilliant. We could start some like beef. Finally got Greg. Can you get a coffee for $1.99 in Greg's? God, maybe. That's a great call. Superdry fell off at retail for sure. Got delisted from the stock exchange. Yeah, that might be. Like I told you, like kind of Benji comes in with all the facts. James, you're going to have to spark him out, talking too personally with that. Spark me out? How rude. Is that even like a term? Like that? Oh, yeah, that must be like kind of like a posh term. Didn't realise that. So, Waters Clobber, put the poll out already on the coffee debate. Most people ain't touching that stuff. Yeah. I think you're absolutely like correct. Budget Games just said it. I heard coffee. Now I need a coffee, don't I? Oh, How long have we been going for? Wow, I thought I was going to come on here for an hour. It's there, hour and 40 minutes nearly. Right, I'll see how much longer. I think I'll probably go for a little bit longer, and then I'm probably going to head off because I've still got stuff to do. For people who do like a proper coffee, as in grind your beans, I can strongly recommend Cafe Direct Mayan Gold. My mate got me into it. I've been influenced others when it comes to my house. Luke, there we go. I know Luke loves his coffee, and I know he actually does it. I'm a bit of a heathen when it comes to like my coffees. I like proper coffee, so I'll get it from the coffee shop. But personally, like, I'm a pod kind of guy, and the reason I like it is because it's just easy. Like, you basically get your thing, is you pop it in there. I've done the grinding thing before. It's just a bit of a faff for what it is, and the amount of coffee I drink, which is far too much. It gets all a little bit rubbish. Let me get my apron. Like barista. Simon, you sound on death's door. Make sure Lisa contacts me for the fire sale if things go wrong. Yeah. God, yeah. Can you imagine, that Lisa having to do a fire sale? Right, everything is £1 in my store. Like, yeah, she might make a few quid. Private chains are better. They're grinding doughs and extraction of the. Honestly, you guys know so much about the actual barista stuff. Kaylee, who is born through and through. Have you always lived in Newcastle or Newcastle area? I don't know. Newcastle is delightful. I've heard it's actually quite fun. I'm not sure about delightful. I hear it's got some of the best nightlife in the country. So there's a few places I've never been. So Newcastle is absolutely one of them. I've never been to Liverpool, and I really want to do. I want to go there. Where else have I not been? What are there towns and cities that are I think I've done a good amount. I'm trying to think now. I can't think. Where else? In chat, let me know where else I should go. Where's a really great place? I've done Manchester. How much further up north? Done York. Love York. York's such a lovely place. I think York has. Well, it did last time I went. It had more pubs than there were days in the week. Days in the year, sorry. I think there's more than 365. It's crazy. Benji, the fact you had to take it back. Kaylee, report that comment. Best 2.5x the listings now. Yep. Super dry. I think the founder bought it and took it private at low ball price, of course. Yeah, that may well be why. If you could give your younger self any piece of advice, what would it be? What would it be? It's a real difficult one for me to answer, because that would imply that I've done things wrong in my life, and I don't think I have. So deep down, have I made the best decisions in life? Probably not. Have I had a really nice? I've been incredibly fortunate. So I've got my own house. I live in a lovely area. I've got an amazing wife who is incredibly supportive. Would it be nice if I had £1 million, a huge amount of money in the bank? Of course it would be. But I've now realised it's pointless in looking backwards. So I'm now really trying to focus on moving forward and looking forward. So what do I need to do to actually get me to a point. So the whole point of me like kind of changing careers and doing this full time is to give myself the option of being in a financial position to retire when I get to like 60. That is my ultimate goal. And that's why I'm pushing so hard to try and actually like put me in that financial position. Will it mean that once I get to 60, I will physically give up? I think unlikely. I think I'm that kind of way inclined now that I will like just keep going and keep working. But if I have the option that I can, if I want to, that is what I'm aiming for. So in regards to kind of like, what would I tell myself like when I was younger again? Just that it goes so quickly, like life, like that, without getting too deep and meaningful, like kind of like life like goes like fast so quickly, and sometimes you do forget what is actually around you. I think Luke actually said something the other day like that makes perfect sense to me, which was try to live in the moment, like try and be present in that kind of like that in that moment, and that's super important. I'm trying to like get to that point. I think he's a lot better than I am. I know that I kind of get very focused, but yeah. So like just try and just if you like Tommy, you're only young as well. Look, okay, like just have fun. Like that. Like life shouldn't be like so like kind of like full on that it's actually you can't enjoy yourself. Smile more, laugh more, just do more. That's all I can say about it. Pods of pants and more expensive. They are. Yeah, they are. Yeah. I can't even disagree because like you are right. So Lee, you can make own coffee from beans, boil them in 2 minutes, drain off, filter. Tried a couple of times, bought on instant coffee by mistake. We have the legend that is Ian, Master of Pieces in. Afternoon, Ian. Hope you are good. I've been kind of watching a lot more of like Ian stuff. I've always watched like Ian's kind of Master of Pieces stuff. You get put such good content out, and again, like what I was saying a lot earlier, I think people just want to see normal people. I think the whole thing about kind of like really polished TV programs and I think people are going away from that side of it, like these big budgets and all this side of it. I think people just want to see like real life, and Ian like kind of like it's really there. Some of his stuff like kind of like that he put out like not that long ago, which I think was incredibly brave and incredibly, I found it like quite emotional, about kind of like his where he was collecting, and was it like getting to the point of actually being an addiction, and like kind of was it getting all on top of him as well, and I'm sure that kind of resonated. Like I'm sure that Ian got lots of messages about that one, like, but really powerful, and again comes back to like the point of like just being honest and upfront with people. But Ian, yeah, good to see you. Hey Ian, yes. Yo, Matt, get yourself down to Cardiff. Joe, I have been to Cardiff. I went to the eBay Roadshow like last year, I think it was, and I have been. I actually went on a training course, like in a previous lifetime. I used to be a publican, and I had to do a beer cellar keepers course, and I had to go to Cardiff for that as well. So that's a bit of a thing. Like going to Cardiff to actually learn how to actually like keep beer. But yeah, no, definitely. Like, I've not really been out for a good night in Cardiff. So yeah, definitely that'd be nice to actually go to. Tommy, I guess it's just to be yourself and do what you feel right. Great answer, Simon. Yeah, I think so. It's really hard because like what I try to instill in my children. So they're like, my eldest one's 23 and my youngest one's 20. So they're young men now. Like, I just want them to be happy, healthy, and just to try and navigate this world, because it's a darn sight harder now than it was when I was like their age. So when I was like 18, 19, 20, I literally had the best time of my life. It was such like kind of like a carefree. I had no mobile phone. We had like no internet. It was like you go out and you discover like alcohol and like girls, and it was just such a carefree. And I do remember like fondly. Would I want to change that? No. But I now think that like youngsters nowadays, there's so much more pressure on them to kind of be something that they're not particularly. I think they kind of like, they see all these like, you look at like kind of like one of these like Love Island, like that's so false, like it's unbelievable. Life is not really like that. We're not all perfect. We're not all gonna be like someone who's actually got a six-pack and thing. So, but I do think like kind of like taking away those pressures and just being yourself, enjoying your life, who you are, that's more important. Barbara, hi Ian. To be honest, I want to get through my pile of stuff and get back into filming and editing, go back to doing wedding and music videos. Oh yeah, that'd be great. Yeah, I love a music video. Like that now you're talking my generation. Like, that's MTV generation. I used to love like a music music was so cool. Ian, Masterpiece is great, so positive, holds down job, sells and edits. How does he find the time? I honestly, like, I have like huge amount of respect. I think it's incredibly difficult to do eBay to a good level and to do YouTube at any like kind of good level, but then you put on a full-time job onto that as well. Crazy, absolutely crazy. I am in awe of Ian, like Master of Pieces. Yeah, he's incredible. So yeah, it's very difficult. Tommy, off to the shops, headphones on, listening in. Well, I think we're going to be coming to the end now. This is without a doubt the longest kind of stream I've ever done. We're coming up for 2 hours now, hour and 52 minutes. I think I'm going to like keep it to that strong like kind of 2 hour mark, and yeah, I will probably like. It's always the time now. It's coming up for 3 o'clock. So, yeah, weather is absolutely atrocious out there. My garden looks like an absolute jungle. I hope we actually have a little bit of time so I can at least like get it mowed. But yeah, so yeah, I think it's been lovely to kind of have a chat. There's been some really good kind of messages come through. I think I definitely need to start planning some bits. Maybe I'll get some ideas from Tommy about kind of like doing some storyboarding. Maybe I'd like to speak to James about that as well. So maybe I think so. I want to try and put some more videos out. I'm going to try and get back to probably like 3 a week if I can get like that out. Hopefully that will help everyone. It'll hopefully help me anyway. So right, so what are we at? Hour 53. Do you know what? I'm probably going to call it there. I don't want to just like keep going just for the fact of like not doing the 2 hours. Thank you all so much for listened to me kind of like wittering on. And it's been lovely to see some really nice, nice comments and lots of people in. Oh, and Annie turns up. Right, Scum Dulux. I know this. This is Jay. Jay, hello, buddy. So Jay has just recently. So Jay was in the Tech and Sports group with us. Took a little bit of a hiatus, but it was so nice. I was so pleased to actually see him again. Like I'm sure a few other people were. We're really pleased to actually see him come back in the group. So yeah, it's good to see him. Soz just logged on. Yeah, well, I'm just about to log off. So you're either going to watch back on some of the shenanigans that have been going on, which hasn't really been shenanigans, but I think I'm going to call it there. But again, as I say, thank you very much all for all the input, and hope everyone has an amazing week. Hope you all find some absolute bangers to actually make some good money. Right, until the next one, okay, have a great rest of the week, and I'll catch you on the next one.